Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of December 11th through December 15th. Where in part 2 of our weekly trading game plan, we'll be selecting our top swing trading stocks to watch, stocks in our bullpen, talk about our shopping list, we'll look at dividend payers and also various additional option strategies that you can also use to generate additional income while you wait for your top swing trading setups to manifest themselves. So let's get started. Welcome, Brian Moritz, to Ricky Khan. Thank you for joining us. Easy Mike. Happy Sunday to you. Thank you for joining us. Hope you all are doing well. So here's our notes for our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of December 11th through December 15th. We keep our notes in publicly accessible Google documents, so you can refer back to these notes. They contain links to bonus videos, the tools and resources we use to select our top swing trading stocks to watch for the week. If you have not already seen part 1 of our weekly trading game plan for this week, titled FOMC Santa or Scrooge, we would highly recommend that you also view part 1, as that contains our market analysis, our strategies, trade ideas, etc. For this trading week. We keep all of our Google documents in a publicly accessible Google Drive folder, so you can refer back to the notes for part 1 for this week as well as previous weeks, and you can find a direct link to that Google Drive folder also in the description box below. So first we'll start with some of the trade updates for our trades for this week, and if someone in the chat would give me a thumbs up and let me know the sound's okay, I would appreciate that. So our first trade update, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday, is we finally closed out our long time position we had in GLDI, which is a monthly dividend payer on gold. We had held this since April of 22, essentially when inflation started to look like it was going to be runaway inflation. We jumped into a number of gold miners and this ETN, this Credit Suisse ETN, monthly dividend payer on gold. We've held it ever since, as we saw gold hit a new all-time high this week and then rolled over. And when it rolled over, we took our profits in GLDI. This was a nice profit. This was held in a Fidelity account that required us to reinvest our dividends. So that reduction in cost basis gave us a nice profit in GLDI, as we'll see in the charts in a minute. So congratulations to all of our fellow BeachBum traders who also profited on this trade in GLDI. We might consider this again in the future as a monthly dividend payer. I might put it in an account that did not require reinvestment of dividends, and I'll talk about drips and what I like about drips or not more so in the future. Welcome, Sydney Osborne. Hope you're doing well as well. Our next trade was USOI. We talked about again yesterday. Oil dipped below 70. We've been mentioning if we saw a dip below 70 in oil, we'd look to go long on USOI. This is another monthly dividend paying ETN, Credit Suisse ETN on oil. So we entered that on that dip below 70 on the 6th. We got in at 69.32. You might have been able to get a cheaper price if you watched that and was a little more patient than I was, but I definitely didn't want to miss that opportunity, and we'll hold that waiting for oil to rebound, collect our monthly dividends. Then when oil peaks out and rolls over, we'll do like we did with GLDI, and we'll exit this USOI position, and again we'll collect monthly dividends in the meantime. Welcome the Crow, Gerald Fritz. Again, let me know if the sound's okay. Our other trade for this week was wheat. We got stopped out of our latest long position in wheat. We entered that on 11.16 at 5.61. We finally got that pop in wheat, and we saw that run up in the futures in wheat, and then kind of stabilizing, slight rollover. So we got stopped out on the 6 at 5.97. for a profit with an ROI of about 6.4%, equates to a monthly ROI of about 9.6%, and we'll continue to play this WEAT as a way to swing trade and scalp wheat as the opportunities present themselves. Thank you, Brian Moritz. Appreciate it. So I'll jump over in a second to the charts in Webull, and we'll look at those trades briefly. But just a quick reminder, if you want to get real-time alerts of when we enter and exit trades, you can get email notifications when we enter and exit trades by joining any level of our Patreon. And also, I'll show you a couple channels in our Discord, and we've got some new enhancements we'll talk about later to the alerts channel. So we've got a couple channels in our Discord. The first is the Trade Alerts channel. Actually, the first is a Thinkorswim alerts channel. I have price alerts set up in Thinkorswim. When those get triggered, they get automatically posted to this Thinkorswim channel in our Discord. And then if we follow that up with a trade, then I would reply to that Thinkorswim price alert in the Discord channel. If it's a follow-up to a previous trade or not directly related to a Thinkorswim price alert, then I would post that in our Trade Alerts channel so you can see when we got stopped out of our position in GLDI, when we entered our position in wheat, etc. So again, if that would help you succeed in your trading career, make money trading, you can get those alerts in email and in our Discord by joining any level of our Patreon. Welcome, EKS. He's asking, let me see this question. Do you have chart layouts in your Thinkorswim channel? I'm not sure I understand the question, but we do have some videos that talk about some of our Thinkorswim settings, and if you would like additional information, please let us know. Okay, now we'll look at those trades in Webull, and you'll see Webull has kind of changed their layout of their online browser version. It looks like they're making a number of enhancements. Looks like I have to log in again quickly. Good morning, Walter Lyons. Thank you for joining us. So here's this trade in GLDI. You can see when gold peaked up and then rolled over, we got stopped out, took our profits. Again, as I mentioned, GLDI seems to have some level of deterioration, decay, even though gold reached a new all-time high. You can see GLDI has been higher in the past. So again, there's some level of deterioration, decay in this ETN. You can see, we've been collecting these monthly dividends every month. So it pays a variable dividend every month, and that has been reinvested. Again, it was in a Fidelity account, required to reinvest. So it lowered our cost basis and turned this into a profitable trade when that rolled over. Here's our trade on USOI. Again, when we got that dip in oil below $70, we entered that on the 6th. Again, you might have gotten a little bit better price. It did dip a little bit below. Now oil has recovered, rebounded up back above 70. We'll ride this up. Again, it'll be a longer term swing trade, scalp trade. And when oil peaks back up and rolls over again, we'll take our profits in USOI. And in the meantime, you can see it pays, again, a variable dividend. It's been, as high as 185, 134, 81. Again, it varies from month to month. I'm not holding this in a drip, so I will be collecting the cash on that USOI trade. Again, we saw that rebound in wheat. We've been holding wheat for WEAT for that rebound in wheat, and we got that rebound, peaked up, rolled over. We took our profits in wheat. If it does head back down, well, we'll swing this again. We've swung wheat multiple times profitably, and that's a nice trade that we like. So congratulations again to all of our fellow BeachBum traders who profited on those wheat trades. Thank you, Easy Mike. Okay, now we'll talk about our top swing trading stocks to watch, stocks on our top swing trading stocks to watch list. And then we'll look at the charts also in Webull. So we've had several of these on our watch list for some period of time. Land is a REIT on farm real estate. It's these REITs have been running up. They've been strong lately. It looks like with the increase in bond yields and mortgage rates, they might be rolling over. We might get an opportunity to get back into some of these REITs as the bond prices go up. So we'll see if we get a chance, or if they continue to run up, then we'll let them go. So land is one on farmland. O is a dividend aristocrat. We trade frequently on commercial real estate, but they have a broad diversified portfolio, international portfolio in real estate. And again, it's a dividend aristocrat. Pays about a 25-cent dividend. We can see in our dividend payers when we get there. Yesterday, again, we talked about the scalping of the technology sector. We looked at the chart of TECL, which is the leveraged long on the broad technology sector. You can see our strategy for scalping, swing trading the broad technology sector using TECL and TECS, and bonus link to this video in our notes. You can see we use the top or resistance on TECL to determine our entry to short technology using TECS. So again, you can hear more about our strategies using TECL and TECS in this bonus video. Welcome, MD. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. I left USOI also in our watch list. As oil was breaking down below 70, I seriously considered doubling down and doubling our position in USOI, potentially in a different account. And if you did not already get into USOI for a long on oil, this may be an opportunity. Again, considering doubling down if oil does break down below 70 again. Because I do think we talked about some of the catalysts in oil yesterday, with Venezuela, with OPEC, with refilling the SPR. I think oil will eventually rebound. How high, I don't know, but we'll scalp that swing back up when it comes. Again, another reminder, if you would like to see more frequent updates to our watch list, including access to a automatically generated web page that includes price target information, as well as dividend payment information, optionality information, earnings report dates, etc. You can get access to that automatically generated web page. It gets regenerated at the end of each day by joining any level of our Patreon. And then if I make any more frequent updates to that watch list after that page has been generated, then I post those in the Stocks Watch List channel in our Discord. And again, you can get access to that channel by joining any level of our Patreon. So now we'll jump over to Webull and we'll look at the charts for each of those stocks in our top swing trading stocks to watch list. Let me grab a quick drink and we'll take a look at those in Webull. Just a quick reminder that you can get up to 70 free fractional shares of stocks by joining Webull and funding your account with at least 25K. If you deposit less than 25K, you get 20 fractional shares. You can see each is worth about $3,000. So if you're not already using Webull, you can see we use Webull for our market analysis, our due diligence, the majority of our trading. They're also offering a 5% interest on your uninvested cash in a cash account. So if you're not already using Webull, we use it, we recommend it. And if you would join with our affiliate link in the description box below, you can also help support our BeachBum trading community, which we greatly appreciate. So quick question from EKS about another REIT. Let me see if I can get to that question. WPS. It's not one I'm familiar with offhand. I'll put that in our questions. We'll check and see if it's in our dividend payers. Okay. Thank you for the question. Again, we'll take a look, see if it's already in our dividend payers or if it's something we might want to research going forward. Thank you for sharing that again, EKS. Okay, again, I'm using the online browser version of Webull and other nice features. You can have all kinds of different watch lists. So I can just flip over to my top swing trading stocks to watch list. They've also been changing, again, the layout here. So I'll zoom in a little bit on these. Here's land. Again, this is a read on farmland. Again, it had been running up. Recently, it's been coming back down. We'll see if we can get a nice entry, somewhere below 14 or so. Ideally, the previous low was in the low 13s. I've got an alert set at 1335. Here's Realty Income. Again, after they announced a merger, it dipped down to 44. Usually prices under 50 are pretty good. So we can see that previous dip around 50. So if it does roll over and come down to 50 or so, that would be attractive. Otherwise, if it pushes back up, we'll let that go as well. Talked about the TECL, which is the long on technology. We looked at the charts in Finviz yesterday. We see it made a new high recently. We scalped this profitably last week. And if it does make a new high and roll over again, then we would go long TECS. But again, I'm using TECL, the peak in TECL, and a rollover to determine the entry point in TECS. As again, these are leveraged ETFs and it will decay over time. So even though it's making a new low, TECL may still be going up. And we talked about USOI. Again, we caught that dip. It popped back up. If you do get another dip, if oil drops below 70 again, we're considering doubling down on that as well. Okay, next we'll talk about our bullpen stocks. If you're new to our channel or community, the concept of bullpen stocks are not ones we watch real time, but they're ones that I've identified that may present an attractive setup in the near future. So we put them in the bullpen. I revisit them at the end of each day. If their setup has improved, we decide to put them in the game, move them up to our top swing trading stocks to watch, and then go from there. If they break down or run away, or there's some other news that causes us to remove them from the bullpen, then we just remove them and we can always revisit them again in the future. So one we've had on our bullpen for a while is this Electronics Components. Is a small cap, low float stock. We'll see it's kind of choppy. You can hear our quick take due diligence via the bonus link in the notes. I'm going to wait on this one. As we'll see, it's got a pretty significant decline this year, and as we'll talk about when we get to our shopping list, we're concerned about tax loss harvesting, tax loss sales. So I would rather wait on something like this that's been down a significant amount this year till we get out of that tax loss harvesting time frame, and then we'll take another look at these as they have a tendency. Then the laggards from this year may be the leaders for next year, and we'll talk about that when we get to the January effect, etc. I mentioned yesterday when we got that rollover, that new all-time high in gold, and we stopped out of our GLDI position. I probably should have jumped on this short of gold, which is GDXD. We had put that in the bullpen, waiting for that peak in gold. Now, since then, gold's come down to the low 2010s or so. So right now I've got GDXD in the bullpen. If we do get another push up to the all-time highs in gold again, hopefully some of you were more nimble than I am and maybe caught that rollover and took that opportunity to short gold using GDXD. And again, you can see the risk reward profiles and track GDXD as well as the long version, which is GDXU, in our ETF Google Sheet. I'm going to take LTC out of our bullpen. This is another REIT we've been watching. It's, run away. It's not coming down. So that's another REIT that we like. It's on senior living, healthcare facilities, but it's higher than where I would find it attractive right now. Also MJ, which is a ETF on cannabis, it's run up, hasn't really come back down. Again, we can keep an eye on that, as well as MSOS in our ETF Google Sheet, but no reason right now to leave it in my bullpen. I'm going to leave MP in there. We'll look at the chart of MP Materials. Again, rare earth materials. It looks like it may have rolled over. We might get a shot at it. You can hear our thesis of why we like MP Materials in our previous due diligence video via the link in the notes or also on our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel. So now we'll jump back over to Webull and look at the charts for those in our bullpen. Okay, so here's my bullpen watch list. Again, CPSH. This is, again, that low float, small cap electronics. You can see it looks like it's got a pretty stable bottom around this 230. Again, if we zoom back out, we can see, it's got a pretty significant decline this year. So again, it may be vulnerable to tax loss harvesting, tax loss sales. So again, I'm more comfortable just kind of waiting. Again, it's choppy, low float. I don't think it's going to move quickly. So again, we can wait for that tax loss harvesting period to pass before we take any risk with a low float that's down significantly, like CPSH. We talked about GDXD, which is the short in gold. Again, the inverse is GDXU. So we saw that, all-time high in gold. It did peak, and then GDXU declined, even though it's kind of lagging. So even though, again, gold made a new all-time high, you can see GDXU did not make a new all-time high, so it's still lagging a bit. But it did decline with the price of gold. So there was that bounce in GDXU. So again, if you're a nimble day trader, momentum trader, short term, you might have caught that and made some money. Again, we'll wait for a new peak and roll over in GDXU to try to scalp gold with GDXD. Thank you for that. Crow says Weebull's coming to Canada, and he'll tell them BeachBum sent us. So thank you very much. We would appreciate it. Easy Mike says gold and BTC need a pullback. Yeah, we talked about, again, gold. When it made that all-time high, it got rejected. I think that was very much a technical rejection, and then the sentiment shifted. I think people were selling pretty furiously based on that all-time high. Again, I think we'll get some support at 2,000, get a bounce, and then we'll see what the trend is from there. MP Materials, zoom this guy in a little bit. Again, it had popped up. There was some positive news of Biden's regulations of using U.S.-based materials. It's been pretty flat, choppy. Looks like it did pop back up on Friday. I'd kind of like it, below 15 or so. The previous low is 1448. Again, if it can pop up pretty quickly, can drop pretty quickly. Looks like early in the day it tends to make these big moves and then kind of stabilizes into a trend the rest of the day. So if we get one of those big drops to give us an opportunity, but if it trends back up, we'll let it go. Again, it's got upside, up into the mid 30s, and it's been, pretty flat, just choppy for quite some time. In terms of shopping list stocks, again, we always recommend you have your shopping list ready. Again, we've got the Fed interest rate decision. We might get some volatility around that. We've got CPI, PPI this week again, and we've got tax loss harvesting season. So if you've got your shopping list of stocks ready that you always wanted to buy, hold, swing, that's always good to have. Just, we always recommend stay away from zombie stocks, zombie companies. Again, none of this is financial advice. We're not financial advisors. This is all for education and entertainment purposes only. But again, we recommend you stay away from zombie companies, zombie stocks. And if you're not familiar with those terms, you can listen to those videos via the links in our notes or on our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel. I'm just trying to catch that question in the chat. Save settings. Okay, let me look at that EKS. I know I have, again, posted some videos about some of our settings in Thinkorswim, as well as in Webull, as well as some of the indicators that we use. And I'll see if I can do some further information about our setup in Thinkorswim, if that would help you. And again, in terms of your shopping list, again, we mentioned we're in tax loss harvesting, tax loss selling period. So any stock that's significantly down for the year may be vulnerable to tax loss harvesting. If you're not familiar with how that works, what that term is, you can listen to what is tax loss harvesting and how it works. Also, what is the wash sale, and how that can impact this period towards the end of the year for stocks that are significantly down for the year. So I'd recommend those as well. So next we'll look at our dividend payers. Again, another ways to generate income, make money trading is by buying good dividend payers. Can get a mixture of price appreciation as well as the dividends, and you can use our dividend payers Google sheet to create your own schedule with your own preferred dividend payers. So a schedule of dividend based on their payment date, etc. Again, with your income needs, your risk reward profiles. So, and you can get access to this dividend payers Google sheet, as well as our ETFs and our puts ROIC Google sheet by joining our Patreon at the all access or VIP levels. So I'll go over a couple updates to our dividend payers Google sheet, and then we'll go over and look at that. So if anyone else in the chat has additional dividend payers you want to look at, you can throw those up in the chat. So I added the following based on the recommendation of Easy Mike from last week. So we added ARC and SARC, although we'll see I'm not getting any data for dividends for either ARK or SARK, either from FinViz or from Webull or from E-Trade, so it's not showing any dividends. So if someone has that actual dividend payment information for ARK and SARK, if you'd share that with us, I can plug that into our Google Sheet. But again, our automated systems aren't getting any data for dividends on ARK and SARK. I'm not sure it actually pays a regular dividend. We also added this EMB, which is Emerging Market Bond Fund. And we added a couple treasury funds that Easy Mike likes, IEI, IEF. So we'll take a look at each of those in our dividend payers Google Sheet. And again, if you have any requests, recommendations for additions, you can let us know in the comments to this video in our Discord, etc. So I'll zoom it in a little bit. Hopefully it's still legible. So again, I mentioned ARK and SARK are not showing any dividend payment information. I left them in there for now. You can see the risk reward profiles, etc. But again, my automated systems and I'm not showing anything in Webull or FinViz for ARK or SARK. EMB. So here's the Emerging Market Bonds Fund. So you can see it pays a monthly dividend, about 33 cents. So it's got a little bit below a 5% yield. So it's got some price appreciation. You see the risk reward profile isn't terribly attractive right now. But again, you see it's relatively stable. So if that's one you might be interested in, emerging market bonds, you can look at EMB. And again, we can watch that for the risk reward profile to improve. Again, here's GLDI we just got out of, so you can see that one. We talked about IEF and IEI. So these are both treasury funds. One's on 3 to 7s, the other's on 7 to 10s. You can see they both pay a 20-something cent dividend. So you can see the adjusted yield, the risk reward profiles of those treasury bond funds. We also have other treasury bond funds like TLTW that we've talked about before. We've been watching JEPI and JEPQ. You can see the risk reward profile of JEPI is somewhat attractive. I'd like it a little bit lower. We traded out of our JEPI position a while back, made some money. Here's you can see the dividend profile for land. It only pays a small dividend, so we're looking for price appreciation. Easy Mike says he got a dividend on SARK last week of the year for $13. So sounds like that was a special dividend, might be an annual dividend. Here's O, Realty Income. Again, about a 26-cent dividend, pays monthly. Again, we're looking for more price appreciation than just the 26-cent dividend, but it's nice to have that while we wait, when we swing that low to high. SAR, another Easy Mike's favorites. You can see the risk reward profile isn't very attractive right now, but it pays, 72-cent quarterly dividend. Looks like it just went ex-dividend, so Let's look at USOI. Here's another bond dividend. We talked about TLT, TLTW. Again, treasuries ran up, rolled over a little bit, so we'll see if those become attractive again. So here again, you can see the dividend information for USOI. Their reported dividend for this month is 77 cents. Goes ex-dividend on 12/19. So if you want the dividend on USOI for this month, you'll need to get in by the 19th. And you can again see it's got, that's a almost 28% yield, and it's got some, a price appreciation. So reason we really like USOI as both a swing trade and a dividend payer. Okay, I'll leave this up. Let me check the chat, see if I missed anything offhand. Again, if you have a dividend payer you want to look at, we can come back to this. Again, if you'd like us to do any research, let us know. Also, we have a whole series of videos on how we've constructed this dividend payers Google Sheet, how you can use it to create your own schedule of dividend payers that meet your income needs as well as your risk-reward profile. And you can access that series via the link in the notes, and also find them on our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel. So our option strategies, again, we've got a couple additional option strategies we use to also generate income. One is selling covered calls against our existing positions when stock's going up, buy them back when it's going down. We sell cash secured puts against stocks going down, buy them back when stocks are coming back up. And again, you can see our criteria in the notes for considering cash secured puts, and we use our puts ROIC Google Sheet to help us identify opportunities to sell cash secured puts, and then identify time to buy them back, determine our profit. And again, you can get access to this puts ROIC Google Sheet as well by joining our Patreon at the all access or VIP levels. So a couple updates on the puts ROIC for this week is Friday, so I could get the data for January. I rolled the expiration dates to the 1/19 date. Again, this Friday is options expiration for December. So the data I wanted to get for January. Also added the following to the research tab. I identified these using the options seller ROI tool, and you can find this tool in the tools sheet of our puts ROIC. So I go through that at the end of each day, look for additional options we might want to consider. And I found this one. I think that's Caesars Entertainment, I believe. Yep. So we can see it's rolled over, hit resistance, rolled over. So we identified that as a potential at the $40 strike price. So we put that in the research tab. Also Etsy at the $60 strike. And so we can look at the potential for selling puts against both of those in the research tab. Again, if you'd like us to do research on any others, you can let us know in the comments in our Discord, etc. Just give us the symbol, the strike price, the expiration, etc. With the VIX down, again, it's down 13, maybe below 13. Most of the premiums, as you can see, are pretty anemic, so there aren't a whole lot of opportunities right now for selling puts. Also, you can see in the red, that means that the stocks are going up on Friday. The only one going down there is Google, but again, the premiums are pretty low. The only one showing up as a potential is ServiceNow, but the ROIC is again extremely low. So we haven't been focusing a whole lot on selling puts. See Albemarle has been a potential candidate. I did lower the strike price on Albemarle down to 105. It's been pretty weak. Again, the ROIC is not that attractive. Here's Caesar Entertainment. So at that $40 strike price, it had only a high of 105, and the ROIC is 1%. So anything below 5% is not that terribly attractive. When I can get 5% in a money market and sitting in my brokerage account, and again, Weeble's paying 5% on idle cash. So if I can get 5%, I don't have to take any risk. This FMC, and again, you can look at the charts for a stock by going over to the comments field, and you've got the FinBiz chart link, so we can easily identify. So this is an agricultural input. They're profitable. So again, that's one I would be willing to consider. But again, we talked about that agricultural inputs, and the seasonality is not attractive for agricultural inputs. As we get into January, headed towards spring, that might be more attractive. We've talked about Moderna. Again, I don't see a whole lot of positive catalysts right now with Moderna, and the ROIC is not that positive. So again, if there's anything that you would like us to add, do the research on, we can add that to our puts ROIC. Again, if you're a shorter term options trader, you can use this as well to identify potential opportunities for scalping options as well. So we hope that all helps. Again, we have a whole series of videos, option strategies for beginners with examples, talks about how we put this puts ROIC Google Sheet together, how you can use it to identify opportunities to generate income with options. So again, you can access that via the link in our notes. We also have an options playlist on our YouTube channel with additional ways that you can make money trading options. So you can access all that information on our YouTube channel as well. Okay, I'm going to skip forward to this because I've got what I think is an exciting announcement, and we'll talk about that. Let me grab a quick drink and let me go through this announcement and see what kind of time we have. Okay, the announcement I wanted to share with you is that we've added another alerts channel to our Discord. So you might have seen that briefly when I was in here. We'll take a look at it in more detail in a second. So it's just titled Alerts. And I've been developing and testing an automated system to post near real-time alerts for stocks to that channel. So now what we'll see when we go to that channel is we'll see postings in near real time. So on my automated systems, it does a number of analysis on the data that we're collecting and identifies stocks that are breaking out, stocks that are moving up, stocks that are near our current buy price. And it had always sent me an email. So I believe I've shown those emails in the past. I wanted to provide another way to share that information with you all in, again, near real time. So again, I've got it's a little jerry-rigged right now, but it does post to that alerts channel in near real time when it identifies stocks that are breaking out, moving up, nearby price. I'm working on adding the company name after the symbol. As you'll see, some of the company names are already in the notes in these messages, and also adding a direct link to their FinBiz profile so that you can just click on the link in the message and jump over to the FinBiz profile, identify if that's something that you want to buy, sell, act on right away. Also, hopefully, I'll be able to provide further definitions and explanations of the information in these postings. There's a lot of information. Some of it's kind of a, trader code. So eventually, hopefully, I'll be able to also provide further definitions and explanations, and we can talk in more detail about how some of these things are calculated. So. And also, I'd love your feedback on what else you would like to see in these postings. What other types of alerts would you like to see in this channel? What additional information would be helpful to see in these postings? And again, you can get access to this channel, this new channel, by joining our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level. So again, All Access and VIP Patreons should already have access to this new alerts channel. Take a look at some of the alerts that are posted there. So if I just scroll up, you see here's an example of a breaking out. It gives me, buy at, sell at, target price. I have a number of calculations that tells me the convexity of various trends. So, if it's breaking out, I'm expecting the convexity to be generally up. You see some notes, got, target tells me what category it's in, and then it's pulling the price targets out of our database. So again, some of these are a little bit encoded. You can kind of figure bottom, top, 52-week high, low, support and resistance, and pivot points. So that's pretty common among all these alerts. So you see ASM breaking out, Yang breaking out. Something maybe the crow might like, Yang and Yin. RETL, etc. Let's see if I can find a moving up. Those are all breaking outs. So there's MTLS moving up. So again, very similar. That's a 3D printer we own. And again, this can get pretty noisy, if the market's pretty volatile, a lot of alerts coming out. But again, I thought for the shorter term traders, day traders, scalpers, etc., you may find this information helpful. Again, I've been using this for years, so it sends me these emails, and now I've just got a way to automatically post that to the Discord. So I'd love your feedback if you find this helpful. Any additional information that you would like, please let me know. But I thought hopefully that's helpful to other types of traders in our BeachBum Trading YouTube or our BeachBum Trading community to also have access to that information if you'd like. Okay, I saw someone asking BXMT. EKS is asking to look at BXMT. Just another quick reminder, you can find links to FinViz as well as to our Discord, free invite to our Discord. All the other channels in our Discord are free for everyone, with the exclusion of just a few that I mentioned. You can find an invite in the description box below, as well as on our homepage. Our homepage is beachbumtrading.com, bum without the U. And again, you can also find links to our tools, resources, etc. So I want to bring up FinViz, so I'll just go to Trading Tools, FinViz. Blackstone Mortgage Trust. Okay, so it's a mortgage-backed REIT. I don't particularly like mortgage-backed REITs in general. You see it, went up to a resistance point, got severely rejected, went down to the long-term support, bounced off that support. went up to the shorter term moving average. Looks like it's getting rejected from that shorter term moving average. So it looks like it's pretty range bound in this narrowing channel, this narrowing triangle. Looks like it pays 62 cents. Looks like it's a quarterly dividend. So it's got about a 12% nominal yield. It is optionable. Again, super high debt. It's not uncommon among REITs, particularly these mortgage-backed REITs. I don't particularly like the mortgage-backed REITs. I think we're going to have some defaults occurring with tightening money supply, etc. So again, in general, I don't really like. I've been staying away from mortgage-backed REITs. Again, looks like it's been pretty flat, pretty choppy. So maybe short-term swings. Short-term scalps, and if you want to collect that 11 cent or 11% dividend or so, again, but there's significant risk, so it's could go down into the low teens, mid-teens. So and it looks like it's kind of holding along that long-term support. So not something I would be interested in, but I hope that helps. Welcome, Sydney Osborne. Thank you for joining us. If I missed you earlier, hope you're doing well. So BXMT, I don't think we have that in our database. Again, I don't generally like the mortgage-backed REITs. The other one you had asked about was WPS. We'll see if that's in our dividend payers. I don't see WPS, so we'll take a quick look at that as well. International Developed Property ETF. That's kind of interesting, kind of goes along with that international or that emerging markets bond fund. So starting to look internationally. It looks like it's had a nice run up. Looks like it's kind of, illiquid choppy. Looks like it pays a quarterly dividend about 25 cents. So it's got a pretty low nominal yield. It looks like it does have some price appreciation. It is optionable. Let's see what the definition of that is. Track investment of results of the S&P developed ex-U.S. property, real estate equities, and developed non-U.S. markets. So it's an ETF. It's not really a REIT, but it invests in non-U.S. properties. So that might be interesting. I'd want to plug that into our ETF research tab, and we can do the risk-reward analysis on that, and also look at the composition of that, the ETF database, assuming it's in the ETF database. Looks like it had a nice bounce. Looks like it's possibly getting some resistance on that moving average. Got plenty of long-term upside, which, for international emerging markets, etc., I think they're going to lag the U.S. So as the U.S. kind of slows, emerging markets, I think will trend upward over time until they start getting, impacted by a slowdown in the economic and the global economy. So again, plenty of long-term upside there. This looks interesting. Again, I will plug that into our ETF Google Sheet and do the risk-reward profile of it. Again, it is a dividend payer, so we can also check the dividend potential price appreciation on the dividends. And we'll take a look at that again probably next week. I hope that's okay, EKS. Once I get that research done, we'll take another look at WPS. That looks kind of interesting. Okay, so if anyone else has any other topics you want to discuss or any other questions, any other stocks you want to look at, if I missed your question or your stock, previously, please throw that back in the chat. I apologize if I missed it earlier. Welcome, Snowflake. Thank you for joining us. Looks like a newer person. So again, glad to see you. Thank you. Let me grab a drink. If anyone, again, has any other questions or stocks you want to look at, we can take a look at those briefly. You're welcome, Sydney. I'm glad that this is helpful for you. Sydney says, thanks for making me feel comfortable with all those big money traders around. So I can see you're learning, Sydney, and I hope all this helps. That's what we're here for. Help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career. Again, please let us know, what else can we do to improve our weekly trading game plans, our videos, any of our content, our community. Again, we hope you all will join us in our Discord. We can continue these discussions, 24/7 in our Discord. So if you're not already a member of our Discord, we hope that you will join. And if you have any questions to ask, etc. Also, we've got this whole community of great traders, and they can help you also answer your questions, succeed in your trading career, etc. We hope you like this content. If you would smash the like button to help us get this content shared with more of our fellow BeachBum traders around the world, we would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you'd hit the share button and directly share it with your friends and traders, again, we greatly appreciate it. We want to continue to grow our community for the mutual benefit of all of our BeachBum traders. So again, let us know what improvements we can make, how we can help you. That's why we're here, to help you make money trading and succeed in your trading career. So we hope also we'll see you all back next week for our weekly trading game plan for the following week. And we hope you have good luck and have a great trading week. And we'll see you all again next week.